You ever just end up with games either from PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, or just get the free ones on Steam or however, and they just sit there collecting dust? Because that happens to me, like, all the time. So here's my challenge I've started for myself, and it's play every game I own. I know, sounds easy, just sit down and play it, but I've got games I just get because they're free or just somehow end up filling my consoles or PC space and I don't touch them. Old ones or new ones, you name it. I've started and stopped so many times. Or I keep replaying games I already have played because, to be fair, they're so good. Or they're replayable and I love it. But there are some that why? Why did I get them? How many games do I own and I never actually opened because I judge a book by the cover and decided, nah, not my thing. So, welcome to my journey as I discover games I would have never tried, even though I have them, and see where it takes me. One thing I notice is story. If the story catches my attention right off the hop, I can get hooked. If it's not intriguing to me, then I'll stop, but then that feels like a waste of money, especially if I did end up buying it. Another thing is gameplay, or game design. You could have an amazing story, but if I can't figure out how to play it without looking up a guide, or even looking up a guide and it's still confusing, I just can't. How many games have I missed out on just because I couldn't get the hang of it? What stories are hidden in there that might be the most amazing adventure that ever existed?
That's all the cool streamers do.
I can't get it.
One eternity later.
I think I've lost this
Skip
one.
this hole, I guess.
Yeah. One game that utterly shocked me was Uncharted. I know it's a huge series now, and Naughty Dog also has The Last of Us that also has a huge fan base, but I remember walking past that same Uncharted game case and not even think about it. I saw it a lot, but never thought to try it. There's just a guy in a tan shirt surrounded by jungle holding a gun with the word Uncharted on it. It didn't catch my eye or draw intrigue. My first thought was, oh, another shooter game, trying to be like Call of Duty or something. It was my best guess. I never picked it up and read the back or anything, but I saw it everywhere. No one talked about it in my friend group or in school, not like Rock Band or even just Tap Tap Revenge on your phone. Most of my friends were actually into Need for Speed or skateboarding games, so it never came up. I don't know how it came into my possession one day, but I must have been bored at home and I finally opened the game, turned on my PS3 and gave it a try. Immediately, it started with that slow do-do-do-do-do before entering a faster-paced music track, and man, was I instantly intrigued. The drums kick in after that wind instrument. I'm not sure what instrument it is, but the beat picks up and it's got this jungly vibe to it. Sounds action-packed. Sounds like I'm about to experience something I never have before. A good intro to a game, even just the main menu, is so cool. Music is important to me. I've always been interested in it. Music can give you those goosebumps and can change your mood. You want a soundtrack that makes you want to press play. So I did. The music gets a little ominous and the camera takes you through the ocean and through the seaweed and a quote comes up from Sir Francis Drake and I'll be honest, the quote went right over my head, but it was drawing me in, regardless. I felt like this was the beginning of a good story. Now I'll get into my opinions of the Uncharted series again another day, but that's an example of a game I never thought to try until one day I thought, why not? And sometimes doing that can lead to disappointment. But this game was the beginning of my dreams and aspirations, to put it simply. And I wish I had tried it sooner. I'm not bashing the design team or whoever was in charge of what the front of the game case would look like. I'm sure there are people out there who may have had no issue picking it up and giving it a try. That's just how it was for me. So with that in mind, how many other games have I missed out on just because I judged a book by its cover and never gave it a shot? I didn't have internet in my house as a teenager either, so there wasn't really a chance to YouTube games before I got them. My only way of choosing games back then was when I'd end up in a EB Games and look at the games and read the back. And some games have the worst descriptions on the back, if there's anything at all. I actually found a few games that said really nothing on the back, just how many people could play it and if it worked online, which didn't mean anything to me because I had no internet. I want to know the taste of what I'm going to buy. When I was 9 years old and got my first console, which was the, original Xbox, I had the games, a month maybe before I got the actual console, and I opened up those cases up and read the little books in them like they were novels. I read the Fable one the most. I was obsessed with what I was going to be playing when we eventually went to go pick up my Xbox. The idea of being a hero, but you could be evil or good, use magic or just swords, have cool tattoos or get married. I love that open concept where I could live out in a fantasy world for hours and escape. There's intrigue and just a taste from the book inside the game case alone. So I'm excited to see what hidden gems are out there, just waiting to be found. Old or new, bad or good. I want to find that excitement of playing a game again and being blown away. Why not start with what I have?